Hello. Now, today we're going to continue on our work in equations, and we're going to be looking at equations where we have to do two operations, so effectively combining the work we've been doing over the last few days. So we have, to begin with, 2x, so 2 multiplied by x. If a number sits next to a letter, it means multiply. Minus 3 is equal to 1. So I have a number. If I multiply it by 2 and minus 3, my final answer is 1. So remember again, we're dealing with a weighing scales, and we need to keep our weighing scales balanced. I have 2x minus 3 on one side, and that's the same as 1. So as I'm working my way down, trying to end up finally with, what's my aim? My aim is to get x by itself is equal to a number. As I'm trying to get down to x is equal to a number, I have to make sure I keep my mass balanced. I have to do the same thing to both sides to make sure that I keep everything balanced, and I'm aiming to get x by itself. So what can I do that's fairly obvious here? Well, I have a minus 3 on this left-hand side, and I don't want that there. I just want to have x on the left-hand side as I've written it at the moment. So what am I going to do? I don't want this minus 3 here. I want 0 just numbers here. So what I'm going to do is add 3 to both sides to get 0 numbers on this side and just have stuff involving x on the left-hand side. So I have minus 3 plus 3 is 0, and I'm left with 2x is equal to 1 plus 3 is going to be 4. So now I know 2 times x is going to be equal to 4. So what do I need to do? I want to know what half of that is, don't I? I want to have 1x and I have 2x. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And when I have 2 divided by 2, I'm left with 1x. So I've got what I want on the left-hand side, and 4 divided by 2 is going to leave me with 2 on the right-hand side. So now I've done my changes and I found that x must be equal to 2. Let's double check and see if that actually works. So if we go back to our original question, and we call this in maths verify. So if we wanted to check our answer or verify our answer, if we wanted to use fancy language, we'd have 2x minus 3 is equal to 1, and now I think x is equal to 2. That's what my maths has told me. Well, now this is like our old questions where we have substitution. So if I want to check my answer or verify my answer, these two words mean the same thing here, I'm going to put in 2 anywhere there's an x in my equation. So 2, anytime I sub anything in, I'm going to put it in brackets. Minus 3 is equal to 1. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. 4 minus 3 is 1, and that's equal to 1. And that's true. 1 is indeed equal to 1. So that worked out. My check was good. I found out that x is definitely equal to 2 in this case. So that's how I check or verify my work. And this is something we can be required to do fairly regularly when we're dealing with equations. Now, if I take another example, something like minus 3a plus 5 is equal to 20. And I know that I want to end up with a equals a number. Well, if I want to end up with a equals a number, I don't want to have this plus 5 here. So what am I going to do to get rid of it? I'm going to try and get this to go to 0. What do I need to do? I need to take away 5. I'm at plus 5 on my number line. I want to get to 0, so I need to take away 5. And to keep my balance, I must do the same thing to the right-hand side. I have to change each side of my equation by the same amount. So if I do that, I'm going to get 3a is equal to, I take that away and I get 15. So 20 minus 5 is 15. Now I want to get a, and I know I have minus 3 multiplied by a is equal to 15. Well, I want to know what 1a is, so I'm going to use the fact that I know that any number divided by itself, so minus 3 divided by minus 3 is going to give me 1. Any number divided by itself gives me 1. And if I do that to the left-hand side to get a by itself, I must do it to the right-hand side. So if I do that, I have minus 3 divided by minus 3 gives me 1a, and 15 divided by minus 3, well, I have a plus here, because if I don't have a symbol written there, it means plus. So plus divided by minus is going to give me minus, and 15 divided by 3 is going to give me 5. So that's my answer there. And if I wanted to check my answer, or verify is the other way we could see that called, I'm going to write out my equation. I have minus 3a plus 5 is equal to 20. And I think that a is equal to minus 5. So let's substitute that in to check our answer. Is a actually equal to minus 5? Well, I have minus 3. If I substitute anything in, it always goes in brackets. Plus 5 is equal to 20. Minus multiplied by minus will give me plus. 3 multiplied by 5 will give me 15. Plus 5 is equal to 20. 15 plus 5 is 20, is equal to 20, and that works out. 20 is equal to 20. So I have checked my answer or verified my answer. So this is the skills we can see we have. We're just combining the ideas that we've been dealing with in the last few classes, and our aim is always the same. We're going to keep our equation balanced, and we're going to get the letter is equal to a number. So 1a is equal to minus 5, 1x is equal to 2. And those are the skills we need for now.